Hey, Brett here. So tonight it's shoulders. I'm going to pull my shoulders in all directions through a series of three different poses. If you hold stress in your shoulders, if you sit all day hunched, this is a great sequence of poses. I love doing this sequence. So I'm going to start with pose where you have two options. Option one, if this is my mat, I'm going to have my feet wider than the mat. And you can go wider, that's fine. And then I'm going to be fairly shallow. And if I can get my shoulders to sink in, there we go. Even if you do this, you're going to get a good hamstring stretch, but you may or may not get a good shoulder stretch. I do not because of my flexibility or just the way my body's formed. So I'm going to elevate. That's what this is for. So I'm going to do this for 5 minutes. Now, this is primarily going to just sort of allow my trapezius muscles to release. So really what's going to happen is I'm going to try to allow my chest to fall forward. So this is going to also help with back bends. So that's what I'm going to work on. 5 minutes. See you on the flip side. I need a little bit further out. Okay, you know what? Hold it. Here we go. Let's start. Hey, Mr. Mushroom. There we go. What's wrong, kitty? Come here. Where you at, Chesh? Hi. I can't really do much right now. Hello. Hi. Meow. Okay, now to come out of this, I'm going to put one arm down very carefully. Stop it. Oh, man. And then, other hand, carefully make my way up to standing. Good one to do after this, if you can grab your hands behind your back, push your hands down and pinch your shoulders. And if you can't do that, another perfectly good option is just externally rotate your arms and then push your shoulders back or push your arms back and that'll pinch your shoulders. And then maybe if you can, look up a little bit. Okay, now before I continue, two things. I'm going to drink water and I'm going to get my handy dandy nerve cord stimulator or vagus nerve stimulator. All right. Of course, this I'll skip out. Okay, now for this next one, I'm going to go up against the wall. I'm going to just basically hang. So I'm going to basically reach up the wall and I'm going to just sort of go like this. And it's going to stretch my arms out really nicely. This is the first pose in this sequence where I actually released some somatic memory the first time I did the pose. It just something snapped in my brain. I just had to stop doing the pose. That's the only time it ever happened. But this is a likely place because if you sit all day, it's very common to hold stress here in your shoulders. And also, just another thing, on that last pose, I'm opening up my chest. When you are startled, you protect your chest, protect your groin. So your natural response is to protect certain areas of the body, and some poses expose those bodies. And so you're training your nervous system, your autonomic nervous system, that no, this is okay. When I'm breathing like this, I get to tell you what to do. So you're taking ownership of the meat body and deciding what to do with it, if not for a short time. Now, here's the pro version of the class. Yeah, it's gross. But doing this pose for 5 minutes, if your hands start to slip, you can actually do damage. And I'd rather be real and not injure myself than pretty. That's too much. There we go. Now they're nice and sticky. All right. I'm sure there are better options like maybe yoga gloves, but whatever. All right. So I'm going to lay on my stomach. Head is almost touching the wall, but not quite. I'm going to start the timer and reach up. Hands are equal distance up the wall, I hope. Yep. And then I can go wider or narrower depending. I'm going to go about here today because that's where I'm going to go. Pardon you. I discovered that I should not be adding raw but soaked legumes to my green smoothies, so I'll be sprouting them instead because I'm turning into some kind of health food nut job. Mm. And I'm pushing with my toes to sort of go a little bit deeper into the pose, with just a little bit of change in my balance. Okay, so I'm now getting tingling on my left hand. It's minor tingling. That comes with the territory, especially on this pose. You'll get used to it or it should go away. But if after you're done it doesn't go away in about 30 seconds, you probably were doing it too much. So, if you're worried about it, pull back a touch. However, I don't- I pretty much always get some tingling in this pose. Oh, okay, well, that was pretty good. So I'm going to put my elbows under my shoulders, and I'm going to push into my elbows and sort of arch my back up. It's called turtle back. And that's kind of doing the opposite of what I was just doing. Okay, now this last pose is going to look awkward and seem uncomfortable, and yet it is awkward, but it really is quite comfortable. So, going to be the same thing on my stomach. I'm going to do this one twice because right hand in front of left, left hand in front of right. So I'm going to start with the right hand in front of left, and I'm going to take the right hand to the left, take the left hand to the right, rub my head on the kitty. Don't forget the timer. And then eventually I'm going to have to move you, kitty. Come on. Yeah, yeah, just there you go. Then I'm going to put my chin down on my arms, and this is pulling my shoulders apart. But since my arms are crossed slightly asymmetrically, I'm sort of pulling in a diagonal, and then I'm going to pull in the other diagonal. So they're being pulled outward at a diagonal. It's a really wonderful pose. And once you get used to this one, set a timer because you will fall asleep. All right. Decide. Left hand arm in front of right. Right hand goes left. Left hand goes right. I'm going to take this thing. I'm going to put it down here, closer to the vagus nerve that's actually going through the belly. Left in front of right. There we go. There we go. This is an unorthodox post stretch routine here. Or transition, maybe is a better word, not routine. Okay, I'm gonna do one more pose, buddy. Okay. Ooh, my arms are sore. Wow. No surprise. Okay. Bonus. I just turn that off. Yeah. Okay. For this last pose, I'm going to effectively do a squat. So it's going to look something like this. I'm going to have my feet not like this, not even like this, but closer to, in fact, all the way like this. I can't really do it like this 'cause I'm going to fall forward. So I'm going to have my feet all the way out, and then I'm sitting down. And in doing it this way, I don't emphasize opening the groin. I emphasize sitting down, and that hits the hip flexors. So I'm going to do this on the floor. This is a pose where you can hurt your knees if you're, but again, I'm not emphasizing the knees. I'm going to spread my knees, sure, but I'm going to emphasize pushing back. And I might use, well, I'll try, I think I just do, yeah, just two pads are fine. Yeah, I might want that. Don't need that. I will take that. Actually, let's check my brain. Okay, I can do this. Okay. So to get into it, I'm in a tabletop. I'm going to put my knee on each one of these pads. Not going to be that aggressive. Let's start pretty non-aggressive. Here we go. Okay, so knee, knee. This is where you got to be careful. And I'm going to spread my legs out a little bit. And then notice my shins are parallel. And I'm going to turn my feet out. My heels are on the inside. My toes are pointing away from each other. And already I can feel something on my hip flexors. And then here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push back slowly, or sort of not pushing, I'm sort of falling back. The weight of my bottom is sort of pulling me back slowly, and it's pulling on my hip flexors right there. And I'm feeling also in the arch of my left foot, I'm feeling a little bit of a twinge from doing this. Not much, just a little bit. I can feel it though. Okay, so I'm getting already pretty loose, much looser than, say, when I started doing this about a month ago. I could come out a little bit and go wider, but I think I'm gonna stay right here for a second because I'm sorry, buddy, here. But I want to use this to help hold my body. There we go. Just hold on to this. Ugh, I didn't start the timer. Oh my God. So I'm gonna come out because I'm really fucking deep. Oh, geez. Wow. Now, normally I don't mind suggest doing reps, but actually I do want to come out because I want to spread my knees a little bit further. Not much, just a touch. Reset my feet a little bit. In fact, I wonder. I have an idea for next time. Right. Hold it. You know what? I'm gonna try something since this is a bonus anyway. First of all, I gotta come out. Oh, I'm gonna regret doing that part. Ah, yeah, my hip flexors are already pretty well hammered. So what I'm thinking, if I do this, it's gonna be a bit awkward to get set up like this, but I think I can do it. Okay. Yeah, yeah, that'll help my feet from what is that? That'll help my feet from sliding in. That's the hardest part about that pose. There we go. Okay. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be a bit might as well actually take the time to figure out what's gonna work before I jump into this. I think that's gonna be too much, but we'll see. Okay. Now I'm using a whole lot of props here, but I have particularly tight hip flexors. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Okay. I'm sorry, did I touch your tail? Mhm. Oh boy. Yeah, I can definitely see if I were to go much wider, the problem with this one would be it would be pushing on the patella a bit dangerously. But boy, what am I trying to get out of this post, Kish? Oh man, I have done something to my hip flexors and my hips tonight. I'm gonna have trouble moving for just a bit here. Ouch. It doesn't really hurt. It's just tender. There we go. Just have to get back into a sort of a neutral position and everything's fine. All right, that's seriously enough.